There are currently over 7,318,372,258 people breathing as I speak. With an average of 353,000 babies born each day and 153,000 people dying, our human population is increasing by the millisecond. These 100,000 people pass away from various reasons, ranging from accidents to fatal illnesses. Most of these people die on a hospital bed. The only difference is that they either leave this world peacefully or in distress. Many patients suffer from a terminal disease or paining sickness. The patient sometimes cannot stand the continuous pain, driving them into the thought of death. To ease the terminal patients from their suffering, a practice known as euthanasia has been developed. Euthanasia is the painless killing of a patient suffering from an incurable and painful disease. There are many speculations of euthanasia, as people who are against it protest that it is suicide and is disregarding religious beliefs. While so, people who support euthanasia consider that it is only fair for the person, as they may have no value in living anymore. This video, focusing primarily on euthanizing terminally ill patients, will discuss opinions of different people and their thought on euthanasia. Afterwards, I will put out my own view of the practice and confer what influenced me to believe so and how it affects my behavior. The following clip are the voices of 6 people who are against euthanasia, this accompanied by a picture and their reasoning.
I am against euthanasia because my religion teaches that killing anyone is wrong and in this case, interferes with God's plan for the person. The same rule applies for suicide. According to my religion teachers, euthanasia can also be seen as suicide, since it is usually done by the request of the patient.
I am against euthanasia because you never know if God will give you a second chance while experiencing the traumatic disease. If we go off the life support and go into a euthanized death, we certainly have no chance in reliving.
I am against euthanasia because of religious beliefs. I also think that if a person was unconscious of their condition, they would be unable to make a choice.
I am against euthanasia because I don't think people should die and they might get a second chance from God.
I am against euthanasia because my religion is opposed to the idea. They believe that we are not appreciating the life Allah gave us. We should believe in miracles and do not support euthanized deaths.
Hi, I'm Miss Maria Gosal, and then I against the euthanasia because since I'm a Catholic followers and the Catholic Church against that one because they just believe that just God who can take the soul of someone.
Accordingly, these are the recordings of another 6 who are for euthanasia, again completed with one's picture and analysis.
I am for euthanasia because it puts an end to the pain that they have experienced physically and mentally. Their families might not be able to handle the thought of their loved one suffering when they could just finish it. It is probably for the best, and according to my religious sides, I think God is already calling for your presence, but the medical equipments are holding you back. Medical conditions cannot be controlled mentally, and it is God's plan in the first place.
I am for euthanasia because it has been proven that hospitals get daily calls from desperate people wishing for assistance in ending their life. They feel as if they have no quality in living and are wasting a sufficient amount of money. I do not think people should suffer in guilt and sorrow for this reason.
I am for euthanasia because I feel like when people are tired of fighting diseases without a cure, they should be allowed to stop. The money for life support can also be used for other purposes.
I am for euthanasia because it will be better if she or he died without pain rather than suffering severely.
I am for euthanasia because I would rather die than suffer from the pain for a long time. I think it is okay to euthanize people because it will end their suffering.
I am for euthanasia because first of all, it is our human right, and I don't think it's best to delay the call of our death. I think it's best to euthanize because there's no other purpose in life for us anymore.
I am personally for euthanasia because of various reasons. According to statistics, 86% of the public support euthanasia for the terminally ill, and 54% of medical practitioners support it as well. I can be counted in the 86% as I believe that I would want a euthanized death if I am unluckily suffering from a terminal and painful illness. Sadly, despite the fight of legalizing euthanasia, only a few countries are legal to it. This including Belgium, India, Ireland, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Mexico, and a few parts of America, including Oregon and Washington. I greatly consider euthanasia because if keeping a person alive yields no benefit and only has detrimental effects to the patient, the family, and their financial status, then it would be logical to end the person's misery. From my religious point of view, I think that God is already calling us to our death, as He would not want any of His children to suffer. God may also send messages and hints to apprise yourself or family members of your near passing. My influences into supporting euthanasia is mainly from my environment and family. Both my family and the cultural background immensely influenced my support for euthanasia, as I was brought up in a household which emphasized morality and ethics. As a result, I have always been pro-human rights and believe that everyone should be allowed to decide what to do regarding their life. Around my family, everyone has a say in an opinion, be it if they think it's wrong or greatly support it. As said previously, we respect the human rights highly and wish never to have anyone suffer. Supporting euthanasia has never affected my daily behavior greatly, as I am still a student and do not have experience to the practice. Nevertheless, being pro-euthanasia has always put peace in my mind because it allows me the choice of ending the suffering or fighting through it. This in an unlikely event of being afflicted by a fatal and painful illness. It has also impacted my thought if I have to make a decision for another's life, of course putting into consideration their condition and disease. In conclusion, I support and am pro-euthanasia. This is because if I were put into a terminally ill patient's place, would rather not suffer. In addition, I believe that it would be quite a waste of money because a person in agony of a terminal disease would have no value in living. These thoughts are influenced by how I was brought up and affects what I would do in such a situation.